In the heart of Dino Land, where giant ferns tickled the clouds and colorful volcanoes bubbled with berry juice, lived a T-Rex named Rexy. Rexy wasn't like the other T-Rexes. He didn't have a big, scary roar. Instead, when he roared, it sounded more like a tiny squeak. And today, Rexy wasn't just squeaky. Right? He was snacky. His tummy was rumbling a rumbly, grumbly tune, louder than his mightiest roar. "I need a snack," he declared to a passing butterfly. The butterfly fluttered away quickly, not wanting to become a snack itself. Rexy stomped through the jungle, his big T-Rex feet making soft thuds on the mossy ground. He spotted something bright red, high up in a tall tree. "Ooh, a giant jungleberry," he thought. He stretched his neck as far as it could go, standing on his tippy toes. He reached with his tiny arms, wiggling his little fingers. But the berry was just too high. He tried to jump, but his big T-Rex body just went BOing and landed right back on the ground with a soft thump. "Fiddle-faddle," Rexy sighed, his tummy grumbling even louder. Just then, Terry the pterodactyl soared by. "What's the matter, Rexy?" Terry chirped, landing on a nearby branch. "My tummy is doing a rumbly dance, and I can't reach that yummy-looking berry," Rexy explained, pointing with his snout. Terry looked up. "Oh, Rexy," he giggled. "That's not a berry. That's my favorite red balloon. I tied it there so I wouldn't lose it." Rexy's face fell. A balloon would not make a good snack. It would just go pop. "Thanks, Terry," Rexy mumbled, and he continued his quest for the perfect treat. His nose led him to the edge of the sparkling river. Something shiny was glistening in the shallow water. Could it be a super sweet, crunchy river crystal? Rexy wondered. He loved river crystals. Carefully waded into the cool water, his big feet making gentle splashes. He lowered his head and tried to scoop up the shiny object with his mouth. But every time he got close, it darted away. Splash, splash, swish. Rexy chased the shiny thing all around the river's edge, getting his snout all wet. "Having trouble, big guy?" A friendly voice bubbled from the water. It was Stella the Stegosaurus taking her morning dip. The plates on her back looked like colorful sails. "I'm trying to catch that sparkly snack," Rexy said, shaking water from his nose. Stella laughed a bubbly laugh. "Rexy, that's not a crystal. That's just the sun bouncing off a fish's scales. He's playing a game with you." A little fish zipped past Rexy's nose and winked. Rexy sighed. Fish was a friend, not a food. His tummy grumbled so loudly this time that it made a ripple in the water. Feeling a little discouraged, Rexy stomped into a big, open field filled with tall, swaying flowers. He smelled something sweet, like honey and sunshine. He followed the scent to a giant yellow flower. Inside the flower, there was a big, fuzzy, buzzing ball. "Aha," Rexy thought. "A giant, fuzzy sugar puff. This must be the ultimate snack." He leaned in close, ready to take a big bite of the fuzzy treat. "BZZZZT. Hold it right there," a tiny voice buzzed. Rexy froze, his nose just inches from the fuzzy ball. A swarm of tiny bees flew out of the flower, their little wings beating furiously. "That's not a sugar puff. It's our beehive, full of our hard-working family," buzzed the queen bee, who wore a tiny crown made of pollen. Rexy backed away slowly. "Oh, I'm so sorry, Your Majesty," he said. "I'm just so very, very hungry." The queen bee looked at Rexy's sad face and his rumbly tummy. "Well," she buzzed thoughtfully, "we can't let you eat our home, but maybe we can help." Rexy followed the queen bee and her swarm as they flew over the field, across the sparkling river and past the tall trees. They led him to a part of the jungle he had never seen before. It was a beautiful clearing, and in the middle stood a group of his friends. There was Terry the pterodactyl, Stella the stegosaurus, and even a long-necked brachiosaurus named Barnaby. And they were all standing around a huge pile of snacks. There were giant leafy green salads, piles of sweet, juicy jungleberries, the real kind, and stacks of crunchy, delicious ferns. It was a dino feast. "Surprise!" his friends all shouted together. Rexy's eyes went wide. "What's all this?" he asked, his squeaky voice full of wonder. "We heard your tummy rumbling all over Dino-land," Barnaby said, his deep voice echoing gently. "We knew you were on a snack attack," added Stella, wiggling her tail plates. "So we decided to gather all your favorite treats and have a snack party with you," chirped Terry. Rexy felt a warm, happy feeling spread through his chest, a feeling even better than a full tummy. He looked at the balloon, the shiny fish, and the beehive, and he realized they weren't snacks at all. They were parts of his friends' lives. His real snacks were right here, shared with the dinosaurs he cared about most. "You guys are the best friends a hungry T-Rex could ever ask for," Rexy squeaked happily. He took a big, crunchy bite of a fern. It was the most delicious thing he had ever tasted. He munched on sweet berries and chomped on leafy greens. And this time, when he let out a roar, it wasn't a tiny squeak. It was a big, happy, friendly roar that echoed through the jungle. It wasn't a roar that said, "I'm scary." It was a roar that said, "Thank you for being my friends." The T-Rex snack attack was over, and a snack party had begun. And everyone in Dinoland agreed, snacks are always better when you share them with friends. Rexy, with his tummy finally full and happy, looked around at all his pals. Terry was happily untying his red balloon from the tree. Stella was showing the little fish how to do a water ballet, and the queen bee was buzzing a happy tune. Rexy realized that the whole morning had been a big adventure. He had been so focused on finding a snack that he had noticed all the fun he was having along the way. He learned that not everything that looks tasty is meant to be eaten, and that asking for help is much easier than trying to do everything by yourself. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, the friends gathered together to watch. Rexy sat between Stella and Barnaby, feeling cozy and safe. His tummy was quiet now, full of good food and happiness. He knew that even if his tummy started rumbling again tomorrow, he wouldn't have to go on a snack attack alone. He had his friends, and together they could solve any problem, even a rumbly-grumbly tummy, and that was the best treat of all. From that day on, whenever Rexy felt snacky, he didn't stomp off by himself. He would find a friend and say, "My tummy is doing the rumbly dance. Would you like to find a snack with me?" And they always would. Because in Dinoland, friendship was the sweetest snack you could ever find. Thanks for joining us on this dino adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.